Look at and your favourite at $2.80. Blinkers go on today, along with concussion plates, Maxi, and Mr. Eagle Farm himself, Andrew Melion rides for Aidan Nunn.
Yes, there's plenty going for him today. The only issue is the 60.5 kilos. But he's been in really good form. He won a couple at Doomben, and then he ran 7th at Doomben behind Bar None. But that was in a benchmark 90. We're back to a class 5. And last start, he did have to work a fair bit for the first 300 or 400 metres, and the leader's actually tired. So his effort was good. He's just got to be able to carry the big weight today.
Let's look at Fastconi now. Number 2, a $5.50 chance from the Natalie McCall stable with Jimmy Orman.
Yeah, needs to pull his socks up a little bit. He's 3 runs back. He's only been just fair. Does have the inside barrier and the big jockey and Jimmy Orman, so he could very well go a bit better today.
Zucchina is number 3, trained by Stephen Lee and Angela Jones to ride.
In a similar boat, she went around in the buffering late last year and was only beaten 5 lengths behind Emerald Kingdom. But since returning, her form has been only fair. So she's got to pull her socks up a little bit as well.
Stewie Kendrick trains Rose of Dewporth. She is number 4 with Ben Thompson.
Usually reliable around this level. She's a genuine Class 5 horse, and she's very fit. Thompson rides from a good barrier, so there's plenty to like about her as well.
Can Winston Smurfhill lead all the way to win here? Natalie McCall and Luke Tarrant.
Looks the leader, and his 5 runs back have all been good. There was only a little misdemeanor there 3 ago when he was big rooting for the first couple of 100 metres, but he came out of that and then wins his next 2 over 1,400. So he's ventured down the highway today. A little bit of a challenge for him perhaps, but it all looks good. In particular, he can get the controlling front running here.
Confessed is a nice play here at $8.50, I think. She saves her best for Eagle Farm with 54. Chris Lee's Michael Carl.
Definitely a good race for her. And the fact that she's only got 54 kilos on her back, so a big tick for Confessed.
Pernell is number 7 from the J. Bellamy stable with Bailey Wheeler.
It was going really well on the Gold Coast Poly and then came here and was down the track behind Hokohe last Saturday week. So just not sure with Pernell.
Okay.
But no weight certainly gives him a chance if he's good enough.
And Dream Song is the outsider of the field at $91. Pat Duff and Casey Waddell.
Yeah, she's struggled a bit at the last 3 starts.
Just left the yard. There is your favourite Hype on his way to the barriers, and he looks in great order, Maxie. Hype is terrific form as well, and very solid at $2.70.
Yes, beautiful pedigree by Siuni from a Galileo mare called Eavesdrop, formerly owned by Lloyd Williams. And Aiden's only had him for 2 starts. He won with him at Doomben, and then he was 7th there last start behind Barnum, but that was in a benchmark 90, and he did a bit of work. And although felt the pinch late, his effort was still very good for a drop back to a Class 5 on a Wednesday, so I can see why punters are liking him. He got to 280, he's back to 270. But I'm with Winston Smurfhill. He's the other horse that they're backing here, 550 into 480. And I think these two might be able to control proceedings. I think Winston might possibly lead Hype. I wouldn't think Madian would want to lead with 60 and a half, but I think he'll have him reasonably handy. So Winston Smurfhill, this is his go, 1,400 metres. He looked terrific. There's a bit of confidence in the air. So we'll go with him 5/1. And then I've got Confessed and also Rose of Dewporth in as minor chances.
Yeah, I've got him on top as well, Maxie. You're right. He did look just smashing in the yard as well, Winston. So mature 5-year-old by Mahasara. He's got the Mahasara attitude too. He's, got the important attitude. You're right, he does look the likely leader here. So we just need him to relax nicely, but he usually puts the head down once he finds the front. He's up in grade here a bit. I mean, he's beating Wicked and Loving It and Better Lad at the Sunshine Coast. No knock on those horses, but horses like Hype, they're beating Bullion Boy and Egamon. So he's got to rise to the occasion, but I think it's the right time of year, and the midweek race is a nice outing for this horse here today. Look at him; he's a very proud horse, isn't he?
He's got the white cap too of Natalie McCall. The other fellow, Fastconi, has got the normal colours with the blue cap.
Blue cap, that's right. I'm putting Confessed in as a danger because of the lightweight. So both these horses just 54 and 54 and a half. She too looked terrific, and this is when she's dangerous. Small field, not too far away, ready to pounce on straightening, and her form is certainly good enough to be a winning chance here today. She was great in the Mother Gift at Grafton, I thought, and that mid-race, when that mid-race tempo slowed last start, it didn't do her any favours, and then she got out and got going. So the small field's a big tick for her. Hype is as brave as they come. Blinkers go back on today. Andrew Main, just a little bit of a worry with the weight, although the last horse proved us wrong in that factor. And I'm going to put Fastconi in there as my 4th pick, who I think the tempo was against last time out. So 5, 6, 1 and 2, Richard.
Only, wasn't it? And only beaten just over 2 lengths, but as you rightly pointed out, the speed was probably against it. Looking at the tab board here, Hype is clearly the worst way on the on tab fixed odds here. Got out to $2.80 only moments ago. Firm back into $2.70. Now back to $2.80. The boys are just trying to get something out of it late. Fastconi, it's held its mark. The boys have kept this nice and safe at the $5. Hello, a few bets are just rolling in through the computer here. Some good late bets here for number 5, Winston Smurfhill. So it'll firm again into $4.60 now. The other one's very easy, Rose of Dewporth. Although there was good money this morning, it's very much dried up the last hour and back out to $5.50. Best back runner with tab fixed odds, 1 Hype in front of 5 Winston Smurfhill, and 2 it looks like the tab boys are trying to keep it nice and safe. A little bit of cuddle there for Fastconi. We'll head back to Bernie.
Yeah, thanks for that, Richard. Tempo-wise, well, we think we've got the leader sorted here, Maxie, Winston Smurfhill, and I don't think it's going to be his style to walk them either.
No, he usually likes to roll along at a nice tempo, get himself into a rhythm. We'll see how he goes today because he's been really good Sunshine Coast. But as you say, he looks the part. He's a very proud horse, the way he was standing over the back there. So Luke Tarrant knows him, and he'll be looking to go to the front here. Hype probably not that far away.
Yeah, I don't think he will be, Maxie. Hype, we generally see him in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th position, and he wouldn't want to be too far away with that big 60.5 kilos on his back. Here's David Fowler for race 3.
Send them to you?
Not yet. Oh, not yet. No. She will. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. We'll put him on playbook. I know. Beautiful. I mean, she's always beautiful.
Class 5, it is a class drop. Now here's Rose of Dewporth about to come up. Confessed out of line as well. Those two to load. They make another attempt with Confessed and goes forward this time. Last one up is Rose of Dewporth. Moves in. Starter has a complete line. Set for the third at Eagle Farm. The red light turned on. They're ready to break. Hype runs the favourite. All set. Racing. Hype, one of the first to go. Rose of Dewporth actually won the start. And there's Winston Smurfhill surging forward, looking for the front. So the informed Sunshine Coast galloper, Winston Smurfhill, goes to the lead. Hype is second, racing third, Fastconi. 2 lengths away, fourth, Rose of Dewporth. Then Dream Song, Pernell, Zucchina, and Confess settles down in last position. Heading towards the back bend, they've got just over 1,000 left to run. And Winston Smurfhill sailing along in front, controlling the speed with a length to spare over Hype in second. Fastconi gets the box seat run. He's a length away third, and Wonder Rose of Dewporth in 4. 2 to Dream Song on the inside of Pernell, and the tail end pair Confessed outside of Zucchina. I'd say 6 to 7 lengths span them, 700 left to Rada. Winston Smurfhill, by and large, has had a good run. He's going to try and lead all of the way. Hype in close attendance, nevertheless, now getting closer. Third, Fastconi. He's got the drop on the leading pair, and ditto for Rose of Dewporth. She's in fourth, coming to the turn, just being felt for. Moves from Pernell wider, even deeper Confess, then Dream Song, and trailing with Zucchina. Well on the home straight, though. Winston Smurfhill leads the way. Hype on the outside, going to it strongly. Fastconi comes off their heels to give chase. Wider was Pernell running a race, and then came Rose of Dewporth. Hype is flat to the boards as Winston Smurfhill fights back on the rail. Fastconi was next and Pernell even wider. Winston Smurfhill regained the lead. I'd say he's got the money, Winston. He has. Winston Smurfhill in great form. Beat home Hype. Third, Fastconi. Fourth, Pernell. Then Rose of Dewporth, Zucchina. Confessed and Dream Song was last.
So beats 1 and 2, and then Pernell number 7. But Winston Smurfhill has been able to lead every step of the way. Pricks his ears right on the line for the photo and gets there by half a length. Hype was always there with him. Andrew Mallion having him in the right spot there, Hype, knowing that he had the big weight, 60 and a half. He needed to be within striking distance. He tried hard and looked threatening at about the 200 metres mark, but with the pull in the way, it's only 54 and a half. Winston Smurfhill kept going strongly to the line under Luke Tarrant, and he has shown plenty of ticker to get up and score. The runner-up was very good under the big weight. Fastconi loomed as a big chance to 200 out, the stablemate to the winner, but he's whacked away there over the final part to get third, and then Pernell a gap away in fourth. So he's returned in great form, Winston Smurfhill. He's had 2-4 for 6 starts this time in for 4 wins. He had a pig rooting exhibition 3 starts ago, and his first up run at Rocky was obviously a very good starting point. I think it was an online purchase, this fellow, for only about $12,000, not all that long ago, and he's developing into a 1,400-metre specialist, Bernie.
Yeah, thanks, Maxie. Nat McCall is here to have a chat to us about both her runners now, actually. But we were just discussing Winston Smurfhill's personality. It's a little bit different.
He's super quirky, yeah. I really adore him. Not my husband hates him. I shouldn't say hates him. He's like, I don't know why you like this horse. So
because he's quirky.
Yeah, he is, and we really have you'll understand. You get a real bond with him, and he adores me. I adore him. So. It's working well.
Fantastic to see him step up to Metropolitan grade here today for you. Really well placed at the Sunshine Coast, and you've just picked the eyes out of the races here, obviously, and found the right one today, down on the minimum, good gate, only leader probably in the race.
Yeah, 100%. And, he's in form. It was the time to bring him here. We started the prep in a benchmark 58 at Rocky, so he's come a really long way this prep. I thought when we brought him back online that, he had wins in him, but he's really exceeded expectations.
Fastconi, shortly about to win.
Yeah, he's been a bit disappointing this prep, to be fair, but probably wanted the step up in distance. Just wanted to get him hard fit before we got there. So he's run really super today. I was happy with him.
Enjoy it. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, she runs first and third, Natalie McCall. But Winston Smurfhill takes out the third. 5 beats 1, 2, and 7. You've got to love the name, Richard.